to me, that's like Piss Christ. You know, Serrano with the art of a crucifix just in a pool of urine. I think it's kind of tacky. I mean,
it's like impolite.
And
little impudent
without being very creative. Oh no, it's impudent, but the problem is it's impudent without creativity. It's kind of like, what can I do to piss off Christians? And then there you go, get Jesus getting a Hummer from what appears to be.
It's a dude. It's definitely a dude.
It looks like an Asian dude with his doing something strange with his tongue. He actually looks like he's licking Jesus' thigh.
Jesus has breasts. Look at those.
Yeah, those are. Yeah. There's weird things going on here. Jesus has got breasts. The guys. Yeah. So I hadn't heard about this. Is this
Man, you're just not following the news.
No,
right?
I'm out of it.
Hey, what are you You watching the BBC? Or?
Yeah. Been watching Breaking Bad.
What's that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a television series. It was recommended to me by so many people. I finally surrendered and downloaded it.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Now, if he'd done Mohammed getting a Hummer, that would have been courageous.
Yes, then that would have been courageous. That would have been really courageous. I know it does get my goat a little bit that's essentially that's off limits. Even Comedy Central won't go there.
Yeah.
It's feels very un-American.
But we'll totally go there on Torah Talk. In fact, Joey's developed this whole stand-up routine on Muhammad. So go ahead, Joey, take it away.
No, it's still in its formative stages. But I if I had one, I would be proud to deliver it.
You got nothing to live for.
Right. It might as well be me. Better me than someone young with hopes.
With hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams and all those.
So this program today, boys and girls, contains graphic images and language. It's meant to convey an authentic representation of the second decade of the 21st century. So viewer discretion is advised.
What?
Have you watched Spartacus?
No.
Oh, they always have this disclaimer before every episode. Spartacus contains frank depictions of violence and sensuality meant to convey an authentic representation of this historical period. And then the series just soaked in sex and violence.
Yeah.
But it's just done to convey an authentic representation of this.
That's why they're doing it. They want authenticity.
Yeah, they want to convey historical knowledge.
So you need tits and ass.
Yeah, a lot of blood. So I thought if this is good enough for Spartacus on Stars, then
then certainly
I definitely I want to try that disclaimer on Torah. What was your did you chant a bar mitzvah portion? Or you?
I did, and I was as I was reading the commentary on Lech Lecha from Ismar Shorsh, the old chancellor of the JTS. He mentioned that this was his Torah portion, and I tried to remember what mine was, and I actually can't. It'll be easy enough to find out. I remember the Haftorah portion, so which is what I did.
Do you remember what book of the Torah yours was from?
Well, my Haftarah was from the book of Joshua.
Oh, when's your birthday?
April 26th. My bar mitzvah was July 1st, 1990.
So it would have been in Deuteronomy.
Yeah, in Deuteronomy. But the portion, the lecture I gave was the Devar Torah was the Devar Haftorah. It was on my talk was on the Haftorah portion, not the Torah portion.
Did you chant the whole Torah portion?
I did. I did it old school. And not only, I chanted it, I had spent a long time learning the cantillation marks, and
So Lech Lecha means get up and go, basically, and Jews have benefited, here are my notes, from interacting with so many different cultures. They're like Israel, Canaan is like right in the middle of the world, and Egypt and all these other lands are always going back and forth, and then most Jews have lived as a minority in a majority culture for the last 2,600 years. Most Jews did not return from Babylon in the first destruction of the temple, after the first destruction of the temple, to the state of Israel, they lived in Babylon. So Jews have lived in minorities as minority cultures. So we've been constantly forced to interact with other cultures, unlike, say, Japan, which closed itself off from the world until the 19th century, when they were forcibly opened up, like many women I've known.
That's a lovely metaphor.
Thank you. Like they were just like closed up to the world. Like they just wanted to keep their culture all to themselves. They just didn't want to share.
And then the right man,
And then Commodore Perry comes steaming in with his big cannons.
Yeah, and
But Jews aren't like that. Jews have been like interacting. I mean, think of you. You've been to India and.
Sorry, I forgot to turn off my phone. Yeah, well, yes, we have, but you know, I'm a bad Jew.
You are a bad Jew.
I'm a very bad Jew.
We're going to get into details.
Yeah.
Just how bad you are.
I'm as bad as they come. So I mean, you know, it seems like we've responded to all that time living as a minority by culturally, at least, kind of, you know, battening down the hatches and becoming, insisting on, you know, becoming revolted by impurity, basically, which is not.
And no one's
It's
more
not
revolted
cosmopolitan.
no one's more revolted than me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that. You
Yeah,
know, there's pretty much nothing that gets me so angry as impurity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people say about me.
Right. That is what they say. That's the word on the street.
Yeah.
Look forward.
Nothing gets him so mad as impurity. I mean, that's definitely.
But don't you think that's true? I mean, it's that experience of being a minority for that long has produced not a cosmopolitanism, really.
Well, it does among some Jews, but then they assimilate.
The bad ones, right?
Yeah, the bad ones like you. But
Right.
the Torah true Jews, we have so many laws up, fences up around the Torah corral. So I live in the Torah corral. Because like when God made the Jews, he knew they were so smart that they would inevitably, take advantage of the dumb goyim, and sleep with their wives and daughters and sisters and
Of the goyim?
yeah, and like totally, shyster them in business deals and like totally devalue their culture with crappy Hollywood movies and television.
Do you think Jews sleep with the wives of goyim at a greater clip than goyim sleep with the wives of Jews?
Yeah, I don't know why I think that, but I do.
Huh. Interesting.
I think, because Jews are smarter, and so smarter you are. So I was talking to a family member who's not Jewish this past week, and he said, do you think Jews have manipulated cultures like many of George Bush's advisors were Jewish?
Right.
Do you think they cannily manipulated him into going to war in Iraq, and the Jews manipulate Poland, and I said, well, Jews are smarter than non-Jews, so smarter people inevitably manipulate dumber people. Richer people inevitably manipulate poorer people, because I've done a lot of jobs that I would not have done if I had money in the bank.
Right.
But
Sure.
I did these demeaning, humiliating jobs, completely unbefitting a man of my stature, because I wanted the money.
Yes. Well, the thing I remembered in the run-up to the Iraq War, getting that because I was a supporter of the Iraq War and had a very kind of neoconservative point of view. They were, running into all that idea again and again and again that Jews were acting as a group, and that's where your guy's wrong. I mean, maybe it's true that individual Jews are influencing the policy of Obama or George Bush. But they're not doing it in concert as a cabal.
Yeah, I told my family member most Jews were opposed to the Iraq War.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it doesn't quite fit.
And by contrast, Israel's biggest friends tend to be Christians.
Yeah, these
United
days.
States.
Well, it wasn't always like that.
Since the 70s.
Yeah. Has it been that long? Since the 70s?
Yeah, Jerry Falwell, the rise of the moral majority, Ronald Reagan.
Huh.
The rise of evangelical Christians.
And then they've been intensely philo-Semitic since then, even.
Yeah, they may have even been philo-Semitic before then, but they started getting politically active.
Right.
And so God, because he knew